Hi, hello, and welcome to this pick a card reading. You are watching for Divinity, and this is going to be a reading about what you're destined to experience, do, learn, and so on this year. So it's a timeless reading. You can be watching that as I'm putting it out there in 2023, and that would be the rest of 2023. But if your intuition is telling you that for you it's like the next 12 months, then go with your intuition. And whatever it's telling you, claim it. So I will show you crystals, different crystals in a second, and you can choose by the crystals, by the number of the pile, by whatever, and go on to yours. You will find everything in the timestamps and in the description down below. And see you in your reading. Thank you. Hello, welcome, and if you chose this crystal, then it means that you chose group 1. Welcome to this reading. This is what's destined for you this year, so no matter when you're watching, it's timeless. Whenever you're sent, it's like the rest of your year or 1 year. It's like what your intuition was telling you, basically. So I already looked at your cards. I know them because I'm recording it. I'm recording it for the second time because I thought this Two of Torches was the Two of Swords, and I read your whole reading like with it being the Two of Swords. And now I'm thinking whether I should have redone it or not, because usually at least tarot readers on YouTube say like, oh, if I made this mistake, it means it was not an accident. I actually had to make it. Now, I don't know very much, because if that was supposed to be the Two of Swords, it would have been the Two of Swords and not the Two of Wands, which is torches in this deck. But anyways, we have for you the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Two of Wands, King of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups. So what I feel for y'all that chose group 1, for starters, we have the Wheel of Fortune next to the Lovers card. So I really want to talk about love and start about it in this reading, because if you've been hoping to find love and you are single right now, then this is a very prominent sign of you having this possibility this year. Like, you are destined to awaken your heart for sure. Now, whether that's through a romantic relationship or not, that depends on you. Some of you may be single and you love being single. You want to just focus on yourself. The Lovers it can be about relationships, but it can also be about expanding your heart, choosing things that are in alignment to you, with you. And I would say, since we have it next to the Wheel of Fortune this year, you are meant to experience things that bring you closer to yourself and that make you feel loved, however it is for you that you feel loved, in an unexpected and surprised way. So things may be happening out of the blue. You may not be expecting it. And it's also possible that, like, because the Wheel of Fortune sometimes represents the wheel of karma. So if you feel like you've put, quote unquote, like a lot of karma, maybe last month or years, for you to reap the rewards and the fruits right now. For example, when it comes to something that you love, you may be seeing the energy coming back to you. But when it comes to relationships, and if you want one, you may find your partner or your lover very unexpectedly. So I would say that if you're into this, then keep your eyes open this year and don't let yourself go back into thoughts like, I will never find love, or where is he, she, they, like, okay, I'm having problems speaking today, so I'm sorry. But anyways, what I wanted to say with the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers is just like, I have a message for some of you, because I tend to do it. I'm like, when I'm manifesting something, I sometimes tend to go into my head because I'm not living the wish fulfilled, and that's the biggest problem why I'm not like manifesting. And then for example, I want to manifest meeting someone, right? So I will force myself, I will go out of university and then force myself, okay, I have to go out in the city center right now, because if I'm gonna go home, I'm not gonna meet anyone, right? But that is forcing, and that this is what I don't want you to do. If you're looking for love or for relationship, I don't want you to go into this forcing mode, like I have to be doing this, because if I just gonna go and chill, my manifestation cannot come, my partner cannot come. But with the Wheel of Fortune, truly, you cannot expect how this thing will happen. So if it is about relationship for you, just do things that you love, just like the Lover's card is telling you to. If you feel like you want to go to a swimming pool, just go there. You may find them here, like there. If you want to go and buy potatoes, you may find them buying potatoes with you. Like, you never know. So just don't try to force it. Then we're moving into the Two of Torches, King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. The King of Pentacles from the very beginning was giving me the energy of stability and maturity. And you may find yourself leaving habits, people, things that haven't been working out for you this year, and possibly even changing. Because the King of Pentacles is preceding the Eight of Cups, it may be that you came to a certain level of maturity, and this is why you naturally just leave things behind that don't belong to your current life anymore. And the leaving things behind sometimes sounds grandiose, like, you know, moving houses or whatever, but it can be as simple as a habit that doesn't serve you, like drinking too much coffee, or it can seriously be whatever. So I would say that with the King of Pentacles, you're becoming more grounded this year in your reality, more okay and at peace with cycles of nature, with life, with timing. Especially timing and patience is really coming through. And because I told you that I already know your cards, we have that card Breathe for you, right? So if you're meant to, if what is like destined for you this year is to breathe, you may actually be faced with maybe some stressful situations, difficult ones. You know, it happens. It just, like, life is like that. You cannot escape it. But through this, I feel like you're going to experience a certain level of maturity, and you will be able to calm yourself down way more than, for example, you may be able to do it right now. So yeah, I know this is not like the King of Cups is of Pentacles, but he is giving me, because he's also next to the Eight of Cups, to water, to emotions, and he feels very peaceful, very stoic, you know, like there's nothing that can bother him. And I feel like that may be you. And now when I was reading your cards for the first time, and okay, the candle doesn't like us anymore, but it's interesting. I just wanted to talk about the Two of Torches, and the fire from this just went out just like I did, and put out the fire myself. So it's telling me, because I read it as Two of Swords and there's like fire, you may be scared this year of making a decision, whatever that decision will be. It can be of any sorts. The Two of Torches is not a major arcana, it's a minor arcana. So it may be, this is probably something that will feel super scary and dreadful, but it's actually not that hard. It's like once you do it, you're gonna be like, why did I even bother? But what I wanted to say is, like, when I read your cards first time as the Two of Swords here, I felt this like maybe you having to make a decision. Maybe you are gonna be presented this year with like a path that you're gonna have to make, because again, you're gonna have that card, forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. And we have the King of Pentacles. We also have for you single-mindedness, choose your own path and what is best suited to you. So I feel like this year you are learning how to be your own leader, right? And if it was the Two of Swords, we would be like, okay, two paths, which one do we choose? But because you have all these messages about forging a completely new pathway for yourself, you see that crack opening inside of that cave. For me, it's like you saying, I'm not going to choose either. I'm going to have both, or I'm not going to have any of them, depending on what I want. So if I was blabbing all this time about love and relationships, and that's something you don't want for yourself, maybe you're done with relationships. And for whatever reason, if neither the Wheel of Fortune with the Lovers nor the King of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups is talking to you, like really resonating with you, it might be that you don't choose either of this. You don't choose the relationship. You also don't choose like feeling like the financial, and I don't want to say the financial stability, but just like, if you're neither into love nor into the physical goods, you may choose a spiritual path this year. Some of you, if it's resonating, and you may choose a completely different path and do something that people before you, like people that you know, haven't really done. Maybe you've only heard stories on the internet, but you actually never met anyone who did it. It may seem completely absurd to you to just not choose this way, not choose that way, and completely just like move away, stay on your own and do your own thing. If for you, however, this is like not about choosing a middle ground and you want both the love, but you also want to be financially stable, you want to be grounded in your reality, it will be that you will find maybe a routine, a morning, evening, daily routine that will work for you, something that you haven't really seen people do before, because you are meant to do something different this year. So I don't want you this year looking into other people's stories unless you get inspired by them. But I don't want you to compare yourself and your path, because frankly, you're not going to find many similarities, because this year you are meant to lead. And being the leader can sometimes feel lonely. You will have leaders have following, right? But they have to make decisions by themselves. But with the King of Pentacles and me feeling like it's you becoming more mature, I don't necessarily even feel like this is going to be a big difficulty. The greatest difficulty is always taking the first step. Then when it comes to the other cards, we have for you Loyal Heart. So that only reiterates the Lovers card, which like you can expect love if you want. We have Connect to Source. We have that card Ready, or like Prepared. It's like however you translate it, but the meaning is about that. And then we have Rescuer, which for you came in reverse. So we're gonna read both aspects, the light attribute and the shadow attribute. So it says, provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. So this may be something that you're gonna have to learn this year. Helping other people doesn't necessarily mean that they will be nice to you, that they will like you, that they will do the same thing for you. It's like this may be a lesson for you that if you decide to do something, that is your decision only, and no one has to reciprocate to you. Of course, we have the law of cause and effect. So if you do good things, it will come back to you, just like we have presented on this wheel of karma. But it doesn't have to come from the same person. And maybe some of you already know it and you're very mature when it comes to these things, but I have to put it out there because we're not taught these things. So the shadow attribute says, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. So I don't know if you would tend to do it or not, but I still will give that disclaimer that this year you may be presented with situations in which you may tend to react the same way as you did in the past, or maybe you will see someone else reacting like it and you will mimic this behavior. So this is like, I don't want to call it a warning because that sounds bad, like something negative is coming up. But just remember this year to do things for yourself and accept the independence, and don't try to help anyone just to make them feel obliged to you. So we also have the card ready or prepared for you, and that tells me that you are, like, we even have this figure like reawakening. You are ready to bloom with whatever you've been putting off, or you were not sure whether that's like the correct thing to do. Maybe you've been putting off a project, talking to someone. It can be, again, whatever. But if there is something that you feel you've been putting off, or you were not sure if this is the correct timing to start it, then what's meant for you this year is this feeling, this sensation deep inside of you that you are indeed ready to do it. The readiness doesn't always feel the readiness, I want to say, is not always there, okay? Sometimes we feel like we still have way more to learn and so much more to grow, but some people say that you're never gonna be 100% ready and prepared, so just do it. But I feel like if it's true that you're never going to be 100% prepared, then you're as prepared as you can, as you should be, as it's possible. So I don't know if I already focused on the 2 cards, single-mindedness, choose your own path and what is best suited to you. This tells me that this year you are meant to follow, like, I don't want to call it one thing because you can do multiple, you can multitask if you want to. You can focus both on love, family, career, study, and so on. But it's just that if you choose, I want to multitask and I want to focus on all these areas of my life, then I feel like this is spirit saying to you, commit to it. If you decide this year I only focus on myself, like self-care, taking care of myself, maybe eating well, and then on career, then do this. Commit yourself to it and don't really change path once you've made up your mind and once you've decided. We have that King of Pentacles. So this is like the energy of stabilizing yourself, and like no wind of change can really bother him. And we also have connect to source, go within to discover what needs to be done, create the shift required to attract what you want. This is very beautiful. So it may be that this year you are meant to connect yourself more to the higher force that you believe in, whatever that is for you, and feel it a bit more. I know from my own experiences that when I connect to the higher power in which I believe, which is just energy, I would say, just like intelligent energy, intelligent universe, I feel more safe, more grounded, and like I am more capable because I'm not just coming from the human, like the lower self experience. But anyways, this year, if you're very spiritual and you want to become more connected to this higher power, this is coming for you, and go within to discover what needs to be done. So we have in the middle, and I'm gonna read it as the Two of Wands. Finally, the Two of Wands is about plans, about it's still like not taking the step, it's first taking plans. And we also saw these cards before the ready one, right? And I didn't even notice, but now I put the ready or prepared card right underneath this one. So maybe that throughout the first weeks or months after you've listened to the video, you are still making plans, you're still scheduling things, but then you're ready to execute the plan. And now if it happens that something doesn't work out, again, you're meant to stay committed. You're meant to stay on this path, because I feel like this is ultimately what will bring you what you want to see in your life. But in moments that you feel lost or unsure, it says go within, because this is also where you're going to find source, the creator, this higher power that you believe in. You know, we can connect to our spirit guides, and if you believe in them, of course, or anything like the energy outside of us, we can connect to it again outside of us. But the big change happens is once you connect to these things through you, through your body, through your intuition, through your heart, through your own energy system. And because then you really realize that indeed the spiritual truth of everything being oneness is true. So this is like advice coming for you this upcoming year, that you are asked to trust yourself. It says pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. So it's not like you will not have support. You may if you want it. And we have the Lovers. You may very much have loving support around you, but I feel like asking others for their opinion is not really the best thing to do this year, because only you will know what steps to take, and your intuition will tell you. The only thing that you have to do on your path, on your part, that's how you say it, is to trust it and to listen to it. So if we were to reiterate, I feel like this year you're stabilizing yourself, you're becoming more mature, which, yeah, it kind of is. Like, we're always becoming more mature, but you're grounding yourself to the reality that is surrounding you on your terms. When you feel like you want to leave something or something doesn't work anymore for you, you know that your decision is, let's quote unquote final, is that you have a thing to say and you are right about it, because you're learning how to trust your intuition more. You're truly choosing a path for yourself, and once you choose it, you stick to it because of that loyal heart card. I'm specifically looking at this one right now. You're becoming loyal to your own growth. And you are this year ready to do whatever it was that scared you before and that didn't feel like it was the right timing to do. And you are becoming a leader of some sort. So remember that things sometimes may get tough. In these moments, go back within. You can ask for help for spiritual help, which will come, but it will come through you, not outside of you. So quiet down, take deep breaths. Breathing will really be important to you this year. You may also be meant this year to learn how to breathe. Like, I know we breathe automatically. Our subconscious mind takes care of all the processes in our body, but shallow breathing, which we all do automatically, is not good for our feelings and emotions at many moments. It's the deep, slow breathing that will take you further, because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system in you, makes you calm down. So you may be presented with a situation that makes you go within, which is not always what we want. But I promise you that at the end of this year, group 1, I feel like you will have moved a long way. You will have gained a lot of experience, and your plans are going to be executed. Again, you may find that love if that's what you're looking for. So this is what I see for you, and you can let me know if it resonated, because lately my videos, lately YouTube has been pissing on my videos. So if you can leave it a comment, that would mean the world. But if you don't want to do it, it's okay too. And I wish you good luck and stay strong on your path, whatever you're going through, and see you maybe in the future ones. So bye, and thank you for staying here. Welcome to this reading. If you chose this crystal, the amethyst, then this is your group 2, and you're reading what is destined for you this year. So we have all your cards just freshly shuffled here. Only this one you can see because it flew and it dropped that way. So I haven't seen the rest, and let's look at them now. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. It's so interesting. The pile number 1 had the King of Pentacles in this exact spot. And then 7 of Wands. It's not really a progression, but it's still interesting that we're starting with A7, ending on A7. Oh, and there's a 7 in the middle. I just noticed. Okay, so this year you may definitely be seeing a lot of 7s, or like the sequence of 777 this year. That may be some sort of a confirmation that what we're going to talk about in this reading will come true. But also you may be yourself a life path 7, or you may like your life path may be connected to number 7 this year, which is a number of higher learning, spiritual wisdom, teaching. So you may be gaining lots of knowledge, understanding many things on like a deeper level this year, and then maybe even applying this knowledge in order to teach other people about what you have learned. That is interesting that we have it like spaced out evenly between like every 2 cards there's a 7. So I feel like this year, group number 2, you are evolving when it comes to your understanding, and this understanding may be very much connected to the material world, to the 3D around you. You may be understanding the laws of the universe, how to apply them. You may be learning about how your thoughts create your reality, but basically how the 3D is the mirror of your consciousness. And I'm saying this because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the King. So Ace of Pentacles is the starting point, and then the King is the ending point, is the last card of the Pentacles suit. So I feel like this year you are truly meant to go out of your own boundaries. It's like, for me, I see that you have put a lot of boundaries and maybe even limiting beliefs on yourself as to... It may be connected actually to like wealth, money, or physical possessions. Like you may be restricting yourself to believing only what your material reality is telling you, and like not really seeing the spiritual plane of existence. But this limitation doesn't have to be only about money and tangible things, earthly things. It may be like any sort of limitations that are coming to your mind. I feel like you're becoming a master of dissolving them. It's like, and I actually see it more as a progression right now, because the 7 of Swords, I usually don't like to read it in a way that it talks about like self-sabotage. I mostly read it in a different way. However, in this deck, there is no really different way to read it than like self-sabotage, because we see this figure being alone in the clouds. Clouds represent your thoughts. So being alone with the thoughts, and like they don't very much seem at ease, you know, and they are holding on to something, as you can see, holding on tightly to the way in which they think. And I feel for you, it may be that you are starting something new when it comes to, like, for example, your career. You're starting something new when it comes to something physical, or you see someone else start a new path. It's not necessarily that you have to start something, but there's the energy of new beginnings, and you may see it manifest into someone else's life, but you will definitely experience it in a way or another. And now I just saw, I don't know if you can see it from like this distance, I wanted to say, but there is like the hand that is reaching for the pentacle, and there's like a small human, so that may represent you being the observer of that energy. But that also reminded me of like fairies, and actually yeah, like fairies, stuff that we don't see, like spirit guides, energy that takes on forms of, like, let's say different animals, different beings, but nonetheless the energy is real. It's just us that give us like a name, or that give it a shape, but nonetheless the energy is real. So I also feel like you're connecting yourself more to the invisible, and you're going out of the pentacles. It's like you are, see, and this hand is like only reaching for the pentacle, while the King of Pentacles is holding it, but he doesn't hold it in a way that we usually hold items. He's not having it in his hand. It's hovering above his two fingers. So it's like he mastered reality. And I feel like this is what's destined for you this year, is to master reality when, like, on your own terms, because you create your own rules, so you don't have to listen to anyone else. And especially if I feel like you were meant to listen to someone else, we would see like a Hierophant card or something of that sort. And I also want to tell you that we have no major arcanas. These are all minor arcanas, if you know anything about tarot, and you probably do. So I also feel like you're overcoming your earthly, maybe desires, maybe worries or fears, but this is not, I don't feel it's something, I don't know how to put it, because I don't want to say life-changing, because it is. Everything that happens to us can be life-changing. It's just that there's not much archetypal big energies, so I just feel like it's something in day-to-day life, how you react, how you behave, something of that sort is changing. So I know I'm blabbing and it makes no sense, but what I mean is that I don't feel you changing completely, like you are person A and you're transforming into person Z that's completely different, or I don't see you changing your life in a very drastic way, unless it is something that you want. But I would say more your habits of day-to-day life, how you react, how you behave, how you speak, this is what changes. And this year you are meant to burn down bridges, burn down anything that's not working for you, and stand strongly in your beliefs. So you're gonna be like, I don't want you to put pressure on yourself, because right now you may not know what you want. Right now you may be confused, because in the middle we have that Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is a lot of choices, but sometimes lots of choices result in confusion. They conclude in confusion. So you may find yourself either now or throughout the rest of the year being a little bit confused, not knowing where to go, but you will gain that knowledge slowly but surely. You are starting with the Ace, with the starting point, with the initiation. You're ending with the King of Pentacles, the maturity. And I also want you to notice that the Ace is not here and the King is not on the extreme right side. So I feel like this will happen sort of in the middle, while you are intertwined by doing all the other stuff. So I don't want you to overly focus on it, because it's like a byproduct. It will happen by itself. But you are, you're letting go of beliefs that do not serve your growth. And you're stabilizing your energy. You're becoming like a master at realization. This is, I feel like, why we have the presence of 3 sevens in your reading, because 7 is that number of realization, of deep understanding. And it's not like just understanding through your mind. It's an understanding, I don't know if you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but that's an understanding that goes through your body, through your bones. It's like you live that knowledge. You don't only theorize anymore, you live that knowledge. Okay, so let us look at some oracles right now. We have many of these because a lot fell out for you. So we have Treasure Island. Then we have Peace. Very nice. All That Glitters. And it's like time to go, time to leave, something of that sort. I don't know if that's going to resonate with you, but I definitely see it for y'all, so I have to say it. By the way, we have like a 9, there we have 45, which condenses to a 9, 16 condenses to 7. So we have 9s and 7s again present for you. I don't know if you're going to resonate with that, maybe not, but you may find yourself either right now like wanting something physical goods, or basically is what I want to say is that I feel like this year you are meant to learn that truly all that glitters is not always gold, and what you feel like may bring you peace, stability, is not always what you think it is. It's not always the money. It's not always the, I don't know, the designer bag. I don't know if you all want these things, but definitely this card talks about that you realize something truer than just the artificial. Because you see, if again we were to look at your reading as a progression, we're starting with the treasure island, but we're ending with like time to go, time to depart. It's time for a journey. So if it were flipped, it means you're going out on a journey to find treasure, but it's the exact opposite for you. You already find the treasure at the very beginning, because we have that ace. At the very beginning, you notice something about your reality. That will be your treasure. You decide what that treasure is. It can be your manifestation, it can be anything. So it's like your treasure comes to you sooner than you expect. It's actually at the beginning of your journey throughout this year. But you learn that you already, like it brings you peace. It brings you peace because now you have it, or now you experienced it. But you realize suddenly that this peace doesn't come from that thing, that person, that experience. It comes from you, because that thing that you wanted, still it's useful, but it's not necessary for your life or your growth. It's like, and then at the end you decide, I want to depart. It's time to go on a journey to find something even more. I don't know if it makes sense, but I feel like it's a confirmation for those of you that are concerned with having enough money, for example, to pay your bills, or having enough food, having enough resources, something very tangible and material. You will learn that you already like have it, you will get it, and then you will realize that it wasn't actually the thing that was necessary for your growth. And you find that you want to learn more, or go more, or travel, meet, experience, feel, touch more, something of that sort. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It probably doesn't make sense. Then we have addict, and it came out upright. It says helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Wow. So I am not surprised, y'all, that we see this card. And that is because I'm telling you, all these minor arcanas are talking about everyday things. So you are overcoming things that you are already used to do. For example, you're used to eating bad, or you're just used to watching that TV series. I'm sorry for giving stupid examples. Don't listen to them. They're stupid. It can be whatever, but it's something like your learned behavior, or that you've repeated over and over again. This year is that you realized how to go a different way about your life, or how to just stop doing it at all. But again, please don't put pressure on yourself. If you want to do it now, remember it's like throughout the whole year. Because I'm saying this because I tend to get impatient when I hear a pick a card say like, oh, you're gonna meet someone special, and I mean like friends. I'm like, okay, where are they? Where are my friends? And the next week I'm like, oh my God, I haven't met anyone. And instead of waiting a couple of months, because frankly, that's sometimes what you have to do. Life doesn't happen in one day. Rome was not built in a day. Sometimes you have to have patience. So I'm just saying this kind of even to myself, that we need time for these things, even from a pick a card, to unfold. So please don't get impatient with yourself. If you don't see it immediately, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just, life's just life, y'all. Okay, then we have for you 22. You have another like a repeating number. So you may see 779922. These may be confirmations for you. And I feel like once you see these numbers, these may even be indicators for you that you're indeed making progress. Like when you see these numbers, it's spirit or the universe communicating to you that you are indeed fulfilling this the prophecy coming to you from this reading. So it says, your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. So, because in the middle we have that 7 of Cups and we see a figure being underwater. Underwater there is quiet. Underwater there is no chaos. I mean, I'm talking metaphorically more. It's not like there's no chaos. We have chaos in the ocean and that's caused by humans. But anyways, ocean or the sea is peace, right? It's quiet, there's no secrets, there's no all that jazz. And since it's in the middle, I feel like y'all are finding answers that you've been awaiting. I don't know what kind of questions you've been asking. That's something that only you know, but it's destined for you this year to have the answers to some of them. Like your puzzle will start making sense. But in order to hear it, you cannot just go on like you've always been in ignoring these voices. If that's something you do, if you don't, then I'm sorry. But some of you for sure, you may be you may be living your day without even pausing and meditating. Like, I know meditating for some people is scary because like, oh, I don't want to sit down and do nothing for 10 minutes. But meditation just is awareness. You can meditate while you're washing the dishes. You can meditate under the shower. You don't have to sit in a certain position. So, sorry for the rant, by the way, it just came through me. But please quiet down as much as you can, like starting now. And if for you can only quiet your mind for 1 minute a day, that is good. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to be this monk suddenly in order to receive your answers, to live your life with purpose. No, you don't. You have the answer. Only you know how your life is meant to be lived. But please take my advice and starting right now, because the future doesn't exist. That you only have this present moment. So don't put it off. Right now, even as you're watching the video, try to become present, try to go back to your breath or make your breath slower and deeper and calm yourself down, because I'm talking about it because the reading is like for the rest of the year, right? And we can put this off for the next year and then for the next year and then for the next week, for the next month, and I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't exist, so please do it now. Incremental steps, slow, steady steps, because sometimes we can get so ahead that we're like, oh my god, I have so much to do and I have all these meditating and I have to become this or that. But no, what you actually have to do is just take one little step at a time. And for you, that may be becoming aware for 30 seconds of your breath, of your body, and that's all. Sorry for the rant again, that was probably pointless. Then we have for you 21, enjoy the journey. Stay present, again, stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now, see, rather than focusing on the past or the future. I already ranted about this card before even seeing it, so I'm not gonna rant more. But what I'm being reminded of is like, if it's not fun, kind of, then what's the point of doing something? It's all about enjoying the journey, because your life is happening right now as you're listening to me. Your life is happening now. It's not happening tomorrow. Never. It's always happening now. So yeah, and many changes. If you were waiting to hear that your life is changing for the better, that is the greatest confirmation for you. It is. And last card, we have the Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. That I didn't expect, honestly. The Great Severing. It's like you severing yourself from the past, something that you used to do, and it may bring up a lot of conflict. Maybe other people around you, like your family or friends, will not understand where you're coming from. There may be anger towards yourself because you want yourself to progress faster and faster, and you want to become the master now. You want to have it figured out now, so you may be angry at yourself. And anger is energy that comes from the planet Mars. And anger is a very difficult emotion in today's society. Not a lot of people know how to deal with anger. I myself, I completely don't know how to hold this emotion. I prefer despair and sadness. I hate anger. So once you feel it, my advice would be to know that it's coming from Mars, this planet, and this emotion exists for a reason, and try to channel or direct your anger towards something. Some people want to go boxing or like go on a gym and start working out. Other people want to paint their anger. Other people want to destroy something so you can actually you can scream. Don't you think, guys, that it's super crazy in today's society that there is we have our own homes, but sometimes we live in building complexes where we're with neighbors. And if you just heard someone start to scream, this anger scream, wouldn't you be freaked out? We would be, right? But then we have to scream sometimes. We cannot just bottle up emotions. And I feel like today's society is really, it doesn't give us the safety to do this. So you may feel anger throughout this year, and you may be asked to figure it out how you want to channel it. There is no answer. Only you will know how you want to channel yours. I know what, when I'm angry, I want to destroy stuff. That's only me. So this is the last card that we had. I'm actually going to put it somewhere here. And that is the reading for you. And yeah, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed it. And I have one request for you, group 2, because lately YouTube has been pissing on my videos. And yeah, frankly, I get 10 views, which I'm grateful for the 10 views, but it's heartbreaking at the same time that I sit here and I put the time and effort and energy, and then the video is just not pushed out to see by other people. So if you can, I would be super grateful if you could leave a comment, because that helps the channel, or if you could give it the like, or whatever you do on this platform in order to bring the video to more people. If you can do it, I will be indebted to you greatly. So thank you for staying here, listening. I hope that made sense, this rant, and see you in the future videos, right? So until the next one, and bye. Hi. If you chose this crystal, that makes you group 3, and welcome to your What Are You Destined For This Year video. Doesn't matter when you're watching, it's timeless. It can be the rest of the year for you, or the full 1 year cycle. It's what your intuition was telling you, basically, what you were hoping for. We're starting with the 6 of Swords. We have for you the Fool. I love the Fool. We have Justice in the middle. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, for you, group 3, as you can see by these 2 cards, we have movement, we have going somewhere, and actually both of these cards can talk about travel or moving places. So I feel the travel or journey archetype for you. And if you were hoping to hear something about traveling, changing the place of your residency, where you reside, changing the place where you live, that may be coming up for you. So we're starting for you with that journey archetype. And as you can see, the 6 of Swords, we have figures, 2 figures. I don't know if you can see it well because of the fake bonsai. But anyways, they're moving into the left, while the Fool is moving into the right towards all the other cards. And I'm from culture where you read from left to right. So I also feel like if we were to look at it as a progression, that would be our ending point. So Swords are mental. They correspond to your thoughts, to what you think and how you think. So I would say that this year, what you're destined to do is to go against your thoughts, to go against your limitations, go against your own beliefs, because your beliefs may be taking you on a wild road and wild journey somewhere else than you're supposed to be. Either your thoughts may be taking you away from the present moment, they may be saying, oh, I wish I were somewhere else, or they actually may be taking you to places of despair, like, I am not good enough. Why am I even trying? This is not working out. No one like listens to me, or I'm not gonna tell you what your thoughts are, but you definitely, since you're human, I guess you're not an AI watching my video and like analyzing data. I believe that you have limiting beliefs too, and thoughts that sometimes don't serve you. So this year, what you're destined to do is to actually go against the current of your own thoughts. Now, it may be, this video is maybe what pushes you forward with the Fool. It's like when your mind this year is telling you that something is dangerous, it's not a good idea. Like, always listen to your heart, whether this is your intuition saying this, but I would say that intuition and heart, they don't fear. They don't sense fear. Fear is very human, very like survival-ish in nature, if that's English even. But I wouldn't want you to go in situations that are actually unsafe for you. So always listen to your heart and always like go deep inside, meditate on something if you feel the need for maybe even days. But I would give you the general rule. If your thoughts this year are telling you don't go for it, it's dangerous, especially dangerous because we have that guy holding a sword, which is like, it's not safe. He's probably going to hurt himself. If your thoughts are telling you this is not going to work out, you're going to just hurt yourself, then you know that it's time to do it. It's time to go against and actually take that leap of faith and just jump. And look at the Fool. They don't care. They don't fear, basically. He is standing at the edge and they may fall. They may fall any minute, but you don't know. You don't see it being drawn on the card. You don't know where they're gonna fall. It can be dangerous, as your thoughts may be saying, or their thoughts may be saying, but they may fall on like little balls for children. Have you ever seen these like places where children play and you have like a pool full of balls and you just jump inside and you have the biggest fun of your life because you're 4 years old and they're like, your life is careless? That's like, they can jump into the ball pool. So anyways, that's what I'm seeing. Enough of blab. There is something with the Justice about fairness, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like the Justice card because it's tricky. It can be about your own justice system, that this year you are meant to learn what your own morale is telling you, what you believe is right, what you believe is wrong. But that may also be about some higher justice, like the scales of justice turning in your favor. This card is connected with Libra. It's connected with signing prints, with marriage. So if you were hoping to get a good sign on any legal stuff, I would say that the legal stuff, if you're waiting for it, is going in a good direction, because we have the Justice being sandwiched between the Fool and the Ten of Pentacles, which are both very, very positive cards. And now what is very, very interesting, we have the Ten of Pentacles next to the Eight of Cups. And if you look at both of these cards, and I hope from the distance of the camera you can see it, please zoom in if you don't, we have that figure holding hand up into the sky, the ceiling or whatever. And this figure looks exactly the same. It's wearing pink, it has blonde hair, and it's holding their left hand up into the sky. And that for me represents you. That you may find yourself, I know the Ace of Cups usually doesn't talk about that, but this year you may find yourself either in your reality or in your thoughts feeling like you need to be saved, like you are in danger. Because look at that. This figure feels trapped. They feel lost. They feel like even if they go out of the cup and free themselves and they regain their freedom, they feel like there's no point. There's no point of going out of the cup. It's better to stay in your comfort zone because there's a big sea and nothing around it. No island, no people. So why would I even bother? Why would I even try? This may be either what your thoughts will be telling you this year. I mean, from time to time, I don't want to scare you like this is all that you will experience with your thoughts. Your mind is beautiful and capable of so much. But from time to time, you may find yourself in this scenario, or it may happen that you actually, like for a week, you actually feel like you are in your 3D, like your reality represents that card. Remember that then you're actually experiencing the 10 of Pentacles. So that may call you. Sorry that this reading is a bit chaotic. If it's your thoughts telling you that there is no point, no rescue, and why would I even try? Remember that you can always switch your thoughts to the 10 of Pentacles. You can envisage yourself having comfort, feeling good, being healthy, being supported, stable, wealthy, not lacking anything. The 10 of Pentacles doesn't lack anything. It's energy of abundance, of wealth, of gain, of legacy, of stability. So I would say that it may be even a piece of advice for those of you that want to manifest this life that's on the 10 of Pentacles. But if you feel like your life is this, only the Ace of Cups, full of emotions and too much water to go through, you can always take yourself with your thoughts to that reality. And after some time, your 3D will start to reflect what you're thinking about. And I don't want to be mean with this reading, although I sense a different energy from your reading than group 1 and 2. Yours is more straightforward, because the other two were a bit diluted and yours is very straight to the point. I feel this could be a reminder for some of you that if you feel like you're not experiencing the Ace of Cups in reality, but only in your mind, you feel like you're lost, it's a piece of advice to go back to your present circumstances and notice how much you're actually surrounded by, how much wealth you have on a day-to-day basis. If you have, maybe some of you don't, and if you don't, I'm truly, like, my heart goes out for you. But if you do have fresh water running through your sink every single day, you have a roof over your house, you have things to be grateful for. There are people that don't have it. There are people that don't have access to clean, safe drinking water. And that's heartbreaking. So please remember not to fall into the traps of the mind, because the more gratefulness you have towards the things that surround you, the more you will attract it. And I know you probably, I know you've heard it a million times. I know, but I can lie to you. It's true. And, I feel like this year you're meant to experience something more than you've been experiencing. If your reality was only confusion, not knowing where to go, or like an overflow of emotions, an overflow of something that you cannot handle or you feel like you cannot handle, this year you are destined to experience that 10 of Pentacles, that feeling of safeness, that stable groundedness, that sureness. Like, not with excessive control, but that knowing that everything is okay and you indeed do not lack anything. So this is coming for you this year. And now, yeah, actually that's what I wanted to say. So let's look at the rest of your cards. We have the Courageous Pioneer, Multifaceted, Unique Nature, Let Yourself Be Seen. Okay, so we already have a piece of advice for you that to not hide yourself. This is why we have that Fool. You're going to be asked to have courage this year. But if you want your projects, your ideas, or anything that you're creating or putting out there to be noticed and seen, you will gain that attention towards you. Whether that's like at work, whether that's clients, it can be anything. But you will attract that attention that will come towards the thing you're creating. We have for you Messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay. So the Justice, because it's scales, right? They're like weights. And usually you want things to be in equilibrium. They cannot always be in life. But you have this card that may talk about equilibrium in the middle, which is again like a center point between the 5 cards. So you may this year be balancing some aspects of your life that maybe you feel like are a bit out of control. If anything feels out of control, I feel like it's going to be balanced. And the messenger for me signifies that you're not alone in this. Whether you believe in some higher power or not, you're going to have energetic support throughout this situation. And I don't know why I didn't talk about it. Let's look at how beautiful this card is. We have a figure glowing, being in heavens, in the sky, surrounded by delicate rose petals. And I feel like this is you. This year, it's like you are experiencing maybe even a glow up. It says multifaceted, unique nature. You may this year find some talents of yours that maybe have been laying dormant, stuff like that. But I feel you feeling good this year and looking good also, like sparkling and realizing your own potential. Then we have for you time to go, or time for a journey, something of that sort. I don't know how to exactly translate it, but it's just like time to go. And it's interesting because again, we have that journey archetype, that going somewhere. So you may indeed be moving to another destination, or you may experience yourself growing a lot with like your thoughts, your soul, or your understanding. But I feel like on the last day of that year cycle, whatever that year is for you, again, whether that's the end of your current year or that's like a full 12 months, I feel like on the last day or last month, you would look at yourself from the past and you would say, oh, I really have come a long way. That is what I feel for you. We have for you higher power with the number 4. I love the card that always talks about higher power. So you may group 3 be this year communicating way more than you have been with like your spiritual team or whatever, like with any higher power that you believe in, whatever your belief system is. We have then for you connect to source. Yeah. So definitely if you're spiritual or you want to connect yourself more to receive that guidance, that intuition, you will be supported this year. You are meant to experience higher dimensions, or maybe realize like where you actually come from, that like something about your soul. Go outside the human limitations, the human mind, and connect yourself to your infinite nature. Because how miraculous is it that you're alive? Connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. So group 1 had the same card, but that's for now the only similarity I see. And group 2 had that time to go card. So if you were called to different piles, that might be a message for you. But what you're destined to is to really understand that you are always connected to source. Your connection cannot be severed. And I feel like you are meant to trust yourself a bit more in the process, to know that your choice can be the ultimate one, can be the good one, the just one. Like you don't need anyone else approving of your choice, because only you know what truly needs to be done. We have for you where you need to be. Acknowledge how you are feeling. Have faith. The universe will take care of a current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all involved. You know, I know this is like justice, not judgment, but the names of these cards are a bit confusing at times, because judgment is actually not about judging anything at all. For me, justice is, because we have a judge in the middle that will decide this man's faith. So I feel like this year you are meant to do more and think less, like follow your gut instincts a lot more without judging things as like good or bad, and just trusting that everything is unfolding the way it's supposed to, and you are gaining the understanding that you need truly to be where you are right now. And then we have for you Warrior that came out in reverse. So we will read both aspects, the light attribute and the shadow attribute. So it says strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And that is what I feel is your outcome. This is where you will be. But since your card came in reverse, I feel like you will have to still go through the shadow attribute, which says trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. See? It's funny because I told you at the beginning of the reading that you will learn your own morally, I don't know how I pronounce that, but anyways, there's a sense of going deeper, and only you know what is right or wrong. We can have the law, we can have like killing is bad and so on, but sometimes we as humans, if we were faced with like, I don't know, you had a serial killer in front of you that wanted to kill 30 people in a classroom, would you rather make it like leave him and he would kill all the 30 people, or would you kill him? If there were no other options, I mean, of course there are options, but, and I know this example is very stupid, but like if you looked at it from the human perspective, maybe it would be like, yeah, let's not kill that guy. Let's try to put him in prison and save the 30 people. But then maybe if this person is your brother, you would look at this person differently. Or for example, like in nature, animals kill each other because of the food chain. So actually, you never truly know what is right, what is wrong. Like humanity and society can tell you, and I'm not against the rules because we have to have rules in order to function. But I feel like this year, you are meant to learn your own right and wrong concepts. And I don't know, maybe even undergo a change when it comes to this. We have that journey archetype for you. So maybe this journey that you will go on, whether it's physical or mental, will take you to a place where you will find answers. And remember that you're not alone in this pursuit and the search of answers, because you have that higher power and messenger. So you may even be getting a subtle information from the ether. And we have that trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. This may be where you've been coming from, like maybe you were taught. So yeah, it says indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So I feel like this is the year for you in which you will learn how you want to behave, because like we don't want to limit ourselves because of others, right? Like we don't want to let others just cross our boundaries. We have to have boundaries, but sometimes boundaries will hurt the other person, like will make them feel like, but where I'm getting is that you're not responsible for how people react. So you may be learning all of that I don't know why I'm ranting about the this energy, this reading is giving me a lot of confusion. I'm gonna be honest with you, group 3. This group is giving me that I can do it, and then I cannot do it. No, I can. No, but am I really? Like, am I good for it? No, but I can do it. This is for me. I know it is. But is it really for me? I'm getting this very confused, like jumping on and off, just like these scales, tipping to the left, tipping to the right. That may be how you feel right now, or how you feel sometimes. Yeah, but coming back to the warrior card, the lesson, I feel like it's a lesson for you, but not only like a theory, but also practice, like how to behave. That you will need to create the intricate balance, how to remain your boundaries, how to keep them intact and not let people cross them without at the same time being too harsh, being too strict, and hurting others. Of course, again, it's not your responsibility to people please and make others feel good, but it's like there's always the balance, the line is very fine, it's very thin. So it's something that you may be learning this year. And I would suggest you that if you are faced with a situation where you don't know what to choose, because there may be multiple options, and one option is good for you but bad for someone else, the other option is good for them but bad for you, or whatever these like multiple decisions will be, please remember that you have support. And this is coming strongly. It didn't come through in pile 1 or pile 2. It's coming for you that you may be faced with confused or maybe even difficult moments, but that is only to make you realize that you're always connected and you always have that support. You're not alone. If you were alone, would you even be alive? Like, you didn't give birth to yourself. I mean, I know like in spiritual truth, we're all one. So we kind of did give birth to ourselves, I guess. But what I want you to know is that you're never alone. And yeah. Okay, group 3, I'm gonna stop blabbing because I'm getting frustrated with myself, but you can let me know if it made sense, and if it didn't make sense, then I will maybe clarify for you in the comments. And when it comes to comments, I would like to have a request. I would like to ask something of you. If you could, please leave a comment under this video or a like, because YouTube has been pissing on my videos lately and giving me like 10 views, which I'm grateful if you were that 10th viewer or 4th viewer, but it's a bit heartbreaking when you sit and try hard and nothing is coming out of it. So if you can do it for me, I will be very grateful. And this is what you are destined to learn, do, and experience this year. So thank you for watching group 3, and hear you in the next videos. Until next time, and bye.